Hey guys, Gunpowder Handshake back here again. This time we're going to be talking about the Beretta, the 92 FS. Just to give you some quick reviews here, we'll go ahead and open this up. Now, one thing I'll go ahead and show you real quickly that I was very excited about, guys. Don't know how well you can see this. Bring a little light over here. This actually lucked up, and it was I don't know how well the camera can see, but it was 1910 was when they originally did these, to 2010. So this one is actually the 100th anniversary. I mean, I don't know how much that means, but I was kind of excited about it. Okay, the 92 series Beretta instruction manual. It's going to go through several different things, scenarios, a few different things like that. Go ahead and put that aside, and now we'll get over here to what we were originally looking at. 92 Beretta FS. Now the FS is just full size, and here it is. Go ahead and do a safety check real quick. Empty out the magazine. I'll show you just a little more. Okay, there we go. Really nice looking gun. Really nice looking gun. Out of the box, everything's all black. Safety. This has the safety. If you put it on, it's the decocker, so therefore, you know, the trigger moves that you can let this fall. I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually a pin there. When I roll it back, you can actually see that little ball. Take it away. No way it can strike. Well, not a bad little gun. Let's see. Go around over here. We'll show you. Got the comes with that. Comes with 2 magazines. It also comes with the cleaning rod and brushes. Let's see. Nylon and a copper. Actually, it's quite nice. A few gun companies nowadays give you the cleaning supplies. It comes with this little stand. I think it's really neat. So if you're showing the gun, you can just set it up. Let's see if I can get it to work here. There we go. A little display, if you will. It also comes with this Beretta gun lock. Contains California certified lock. We'll pull it out real quick. 2 keys, and it's inscribed Beretta. Aside from the inscription, pretty common, pretty standard. Any other lock. I do like the fact this one's rounded. Looks really nice on the covering of it. Some of the other ones I've got are pretty cheap. Remington and a lot of other companies use the standard chained one. I don't have it at the moment, or I'd show you. I've got it put up. Okay, guys. Well, if you know Gunpowder Handshake, you'll know a little bit about me. One thing I do is I never leave anything stock. Just like to put my own little flair on it. So what we're going to be doing in these videos actually is taking out of the case Beretta, and we're going to be doing some modifications to it. Well, one of the modifications I'm going to be doing is just replacing some polymer parts, only because I'm not a huge fan of the polymer parts. If you've seen the video I did on the 1911, I actually replaced a lot of what they call the MIM parts. So we are now going to be doing the same thing with the Beretta. Bring it back over here, guys. Got a little technical difficulty there with the camera. Trying to run away on me. Okay. Pretty much what you got with this little block here. It's kind of neat. Okay. Well, I guess you could use that to catch screws too. I never thought about that. That's an excellent idea. Alright. Well, guys, like I said, if you know anything about me, you know that I don't leave anything stock. I'm always constantly trying to change a few things. Sorry, I got a little cold. Just might sound a little funny. So I went ahead and picked up, I already opened the box on these. I just wanted to kind of feel them out. They're rubber hoe grips, about $20 grips. We're going to be adding those on. Let's see, we'll move this up. Move this over. We're also going to be putting on, this hammer actually came from Brownells. I had a little tag on the top of it. It wasn't in any of these, really nice Beretta packaging, but it said it was a certified Beretta part, so I'm going to take Brownell's word for it. CDNN is another company that also offers these parts. They're where I picked a lot of these up from. Grip screws with bushings. I wanted stainless steel, just because I wanted to kind of add some color to the gun. I replaced the trigger because this one is an MP3 finish, but it's a steel trigger. I'm not sure. I think the one that's in the gun is also a steel as well. I don't have a problem with it, but once again, that one was for color. Now this was a deciding factor for me. These are the magazine releases, and I got two, one with the internals and one without the internals, just as a spare or a backup. For like $2 or $3, you really can't beat it. The only thing is, if you look on the Beretta, the mag release is plastic. It's black. It looks nice. If you want to stay black, by all means, they do have those parts as well. I just wanted to add some color, flavor to the gun. But I do want metal parts. I'm not a fan of plastic parts at all, especially if you don't be using it a lot. Mine, I'm not, going out here on no military missions or covert ops here. I like to go to the range. I like to shoot my guns. I feel like if you ever had to use it, if you pumped 1,000 or 2,000 rounds through it, you don't feel comfortable with it. If you bought it for self-defense or protection, and you've never fired it more than 10 or 15 times, I don't feel like it's going to be a good gun for you, only because you don't really know everything about the gun. So this one's going to have at least 1,000 rounds or more pumped through it, just so I know it's a good, reliable gun and everything's functioning on it. I also picked up a full-length guide rod, once again because it is steel. And this one I actually got was a used guide rod. I got it really cheap. I don't have a problem with used parts as long as they tell me ahead of time they're used and I know what I'm buying. Other than that, they've got warranties on them, everything else. Here I got the hammer pin. I got this for two reasons. One, because you don't be able to see just a slight bit right here in the crack of it, not much. But in my experience, these I found them polymer, I found them aluminum, and I found them steel, depending on which series the Beretta is. This one is the 92 FS. If you've got the American made, this is the Italian made. If you've got the American made, it gets straight here. It also is stamped US on the side of it, and it's classified technically an M9 if it's an old service pistol. If it's a newer one, it might also be classified as an M9, but it's just a 92 FS as well. It's just the American made versus the Italian. Two big differences on the Italian and the American. The Italian has a punch pin. The American has a roll pin. You just push it right out. Or I'm sorry, vice versa. The Italian has the roll pin that has to be punched out, and the American version just has the push pin that comes out. So that is one thing I already know ahead of time. Okay, and one other thing I got was the MP3 finish takedown lever, or disassembly lever, just because, once again, it's here on the front of the gun. I'm going to be wanting to change this to silver, grip screws to silver. I may eventually do the slide stop and the trigger bar, but at the time, to me, it wasn't something I was interested in. So like I said, I also got the hammer pin there in the MP3 finish. I also went ahead and picked me up a Metgar magazine. It's an extended 20 round. I got a snap cap in it. I was playing with it in one of the other weapons, but I like the way it looks. $18. I have used this mag before in a couple other weapons, another M9. The only thing about these is keep them under pressure, like 20 rounds in it. Every now and then I have some clicks where it doesn't want to come out. Spring feels like it's really weak, but I've actually taken it apart. It's got a little button, push in, slide this off. Greased and oiled up the spring real good, wiped it down, because they've got some really bad lubricant they send. But other than that, it seems to be functioning pretty well now, but you got to shoot about maybe 50 or 60 rounds through this, which is only about 2 or 3 full mags, just to get the spring working right, I think. Well, guys, like I said, my hammer I got from Brownells. It's just the skeletonized Elite hammer, Brigadier hammer. Check me out on part 2. What we're going to do is do some simple breakdown on the gun, show you how to change these parts out, get everything fixed and put back together. Gunpowder Handshake, signing off. Check me out on part 2.